Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today, I have a little video lesson for any of my small business owners in my community. 10 small business productivity time savers. So these are going to be 10 really awesome strategies that I highly recommend you use no matter what phase of business you're at. So if you're someone who's just starting out in business, these are going to help. And this is also going to be a great video for you to kind of review or refresh if you are someone who's already been in business for a while, to make sure that you're taking advantage of these simple strategies to help streamline your business productivity. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about my purpose and intention for this video. As you can see, we're just going to be doing slides today so that we can give you the information as clearly and as quickly as possible. And also, I've heard from so many people in my community that they love when I do slides because it means that they can take screenshots of the tips or strategies that I'm sharing instead of having to take copious amounts of notes. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is going to be heavily strategy, right? It's going to be business and productivity strategy kind of blended together for the purpose of helping you to make these little shifts in the way that you run your business that help to actually save you time and energy and effort, right? So running a business is a very complicated, very time-consuming process, and anything that we can be doing, any little things that we can do to just sort of, make it easier, to help the process move a little smoother, is ultimately going to give us more time and energy and effort back so that we can start making real momentum with our business. So that is why I've created this and why I'm sharing these with you, because I think they're very simple strategies I'm going to talk about today. Some of them you may already do, some of them you might not already do, but they're little things that you can do to help make your business run a little smoother and be a little bit more productive. So strategy number one is to save links to your products, sales pages, and opt-ins. Basically, any link you might need for reference in your business, save those links. So this will help you keep your links organized so you can easily access them even from a mobile device, making selling and sharing about your work easier. So what you're going to do here is save links into folders in your web browser or in a Google Doc or even inside of a notes app that syncs across your devices. So the syncing aspect is actually what's key here, because you want to be able to access this information quickly from any device instead of having to search for links or log into the back end of websites or applications to find this information. So I know that this is, again, one of probably the easier one of the strategies that might be a little bit more common sense for people, but you'd be surprised how very often we have like these key assets in our business that are obviously they're digital, right? So they're probably housed somewhere online with a link. And when we need to reference them, instead of just having this handy reference link or they're already saved somewhere in your web browser that you can quickly find them and grab the link to share, we often end up having to go on a little bit of a scavenger hunt to find things. I know that this has totally been true of me, and maybe it's true of you as well. And so often I find myself needing links, like for example, if I'm like responding to an email, right? And someone wants to know about a product and I want to make them that recommendation, I want to be able to quickly grab the link and put it in that email instead of having to hunt it down. If someone is talking to me in my DMs on Instagram, and again, like they want to know about a product or they want me to recommend something to them, the quicker it is for me to grab those links, the more seamless that sort of selling process is. So save your links, very simple thing, create an organization system either in your web browser or somewhere else that you can access from multiple devices. So when you're at home, you have that information accessible. But then also, if you're going mobile, if you're out and about and you need it, you also have it from your phone. Tip number two, or strategy number two, is to create a FAQ page. So an FAQ, or frequently asked questions page, will help you to cut down on inquiries, and it will drive potential followers and customers to the information they are looking for. So you're going to set up a page on your website, your blog, your shop, or if you don't have a website, you could collect this information in a Google Doc to share with followers as well. So collect the questions that are repeatedly asked to you and lay them out with their answers on the page. When you're first getting started with your business, I know that you're probably not going to have very many questions yet. So I recommend researching similar businesses and seeing the types of information they have on their FAQ pages to help you craft your first page. Your FAQ page is a living document that you're going to want to keep updated often. And the better the answers are on that page, the more engagement and sales you'll have while minimizing unnecessary emails, DMs, and comments. Now, I want to be clear about something. Although I kind of run a business that I like to think of as being like a vast majority passive income, I still want to have some interactions with my customers, but an FAQ page is an easy way to make sure that like the easy answers are taken care of and that when people reach me, right, they're usually kind of already been vetted by the FAQ page so that I know they're a little bit more serious about working with me or making a purchase, right? So collect those frequently asked questions, make it a page in whatever way, works for you. And you'll be able to actually, when you get questions from customers, refer them there. Or you can even use those answers on those frequently asked question pages, kind of like a template for you to copy and paste to make your own, custom responses to a customer in the moment. So that is strategy number 2, FAQ page. Number 3, I want you to set up an email autoresponder. So an email autoresponder is an automatic message that's sent to anyone who emails your business and can be a great customer service tool that sets expectations with your customers while also helping them at the same time. So all major email platforms allow for autoresponders. So think about like the out of office email reply. That's what we're talking about here. So you can likely find like a set of directions for setting up yours quickly by doing a Google search for whatever it is, whatever email platform you actually use. So the email autoresponder should be like a welcoming message that helps your customer understand when they can reasonably expect to hear back from you and provides them with some insight to help direct them in the meantime. So here is like a very generic example of what your email autoresponder could say. Thank you so much for your email. Please know that your email has been received and your inquiry is important to us. Due to the volume of messages we receive, you can expect a response within 48 hours outside of weekends. We do monitor for and prioritize more urgent customer service requests, but your patience and understanding is greatly appreciated. In the meantime, the answer to your inquiry may be one of our frequently asked questions, so we encourage you to click here to review our FAQ page for a more immediate resolution. Okay, so you see here, number 2's tip was to make an FAQ page. And then in the email autoresponder tip 3, you're actually able to link that FAQ page, whether it was a website or it's a Google Doc, however you ended up creating it. You can actually link it in your autoresponder, which means that when customers email you, number 1, they're going to get an acknowledgement that their email was received, which is really great, right? It helps them to know like it actually went through when they get an email response. And then what it's going to do is set expectations here, right? We're saying that you're going to get a response from me within 48 hours, but you're also saying that if you're like an urgent customer service request that you've got, you may likely be bumped up before that, right? Because, you're a business that may, take your customer service inquiries, very seriously. And then the FAQ page being linked in that autoresponder is going to mean that any of those little questions that you frequently get asked, right? They're going to be able to go to that page, get the resolution to their question immediately, and then they've actually gotten their problem solved and they didn't even have to like really actually interact with you yet, right? So you're still going to respond to people, even if your response, again, is something found on the FAQ page. Just copy and paste it into your response to them. But in the meantime, having that immediate response right there is going to be helpful. I've even had people who have, sent me an email and then gone to an FAQ page, actually reply back and say, guess what? I got the answer on the FAQ page. No need to respond to me, So then I can just respond back. Great. I'm so glad it helped. Let me know if you need anything else. Have a great day. You know what I mean? So use this tip definitely as a way to help you streamline your customer service emails and really help your customers. Because even if you're like me and a solo entrepreneur, this is something that's really going to save you time, energy, and effort, and it's going to make you look so much better in the eyes of your customers. Strategy number 4 is to use canned responses. So canned responses are pre-written emails or message templates that can be used to quickly compose a reply to a customer email or message. They're usually based on frequently asked questions, but are great for making sales when a customer needs a recommendation, guiding an assistant who may be helping with emails and messages, and can help prevent PR nightmares when you're asked triggering questions or dealing with a particularly unhappy customer. So populating answers onto your FAQ page is a great way to help minimize customer emails and messages. However, when you do receive a message from a customer, it's not always appropriate to just send them the link to the FAQ page and then send them on their way, right? Not if you want to do like good customer service. And it dismisses a key point of interaction and contact where you could be making a sale or driving engagement to a platform, another piece of content, or an opt-in. So as you reply to your customer messages, get into the habit of saving your good responses to their questions and organizing them like in a Google Doc or in a Notes app. Again, something that syncs across devices is preferable. Adjust your original message into a template by removing any customer-specific information and giving the message a more general but clearly actionable response. That way you can easily copy and paste the message for a future customer message as well. So remember when I said before that when you get emails that are FAQs, you could just take those responses from the FAQ page, just copy them and paste them into your email response. That's fine. And that is a canned email response in a way as well. But I also like to keep like a list of additional canned email responses that are kind of like my pre-written templates for certain other sort of questions that I might be asked in my emails as well, right? So like I have some for when like brands reach out to me for like sponsorships and things like that. I also have things for like when my members are like locked out of their account or they can't, find their password and they need help from me. I have like a template email that I use and I just kind of fill in their specific information so I don't have to rewrite the email over and over again. I also like to keep like these emails that I've sent to customers with really great information when I'm answering questions or recommending products to them, right? So sometimes people will want to know if a product is right for them. And if I write a particularly good response that I think that could apply to multiple people, I save that. And when I get a similar question about that product in the future, I can just go to that template file, note that I have. I actually keep mine in my Apple Notes and I can copy it and paste it, right? So that way I can use these responses for emails or I could even use them for DMs as well, like on Instagram. So canned responses are just a great way for you to be able to really save yourself time and effort from having to write emails over and over and over. And what I said here too as well, about them being really great for helping your assistant. So if you get like an assistant or a VA, this helps your assistant and VA to actually respond properly to inquiries. And it also can help you prevent any PR nightmares if you're asked really weird or triggering questions from a unhappy customer, right? So sometimes, like even if you do wonderful customer service, which I think I do really great customer service, even though I'm a solo entrepreneur and I'm running like my own thing, like on my own, I will sometimes have a customer who's unhappy, like before they've even reached out to me and given me an opportunity to help, they'll already be a little bit annoyed or upset, or the tone of their email will be kind of like very strong. And generally speaking, when I get those emails, like I'm a human, right? I see them and I get upset too. It makes me feel mad or defensive, right? And if I were to write a fresh email to someone who like totally was being mean or rude to me in an email, I might also reflect that energy back to them, which I absolutely don't want. So having canned responses that give me the ability to just copy and paste and like be detached and not put any negative energy or any sort of, I don't want there to ever be a tone, right? That like I'm kind of like trying to get back at someone who's maybe coming at me hard. That also will help prevent like any tensions from rising. And usually what ends up happening is like using these canned responses for me will de-escalate situations where a customer might be feeling like hostile or upset or angry. You can't like solve everyone's issues. If a customer is upset about something, usually, in your interaction with them, as long as you're able to like solve it or give them, information, that can usually manage the situation. But I find that having the canned email responses makes it easier for me not to respond back like snarky or or just like escalate a situation when I don't need to be doing that, right? So canned email responses are wonderful. I highly recommend you start keeping your emails or templating some emails back to people so that you can use them for reference as well. Number 5 is to use an editorial calendar. So an editorial calendar is a plan for what content is to be published on specific days or times by platform. It takes the guesswork out of what to post when and helps you to easily bulk create content. So to create your editorial calendar, first you're going to want to choose the duration of time that you want to plan for. So usually people plan for 1 month to 1 quarter at a time. That's pretty standard, but you could plan, as far in advance as a year if that works for you. Next, define the schedule that you'll be working on per platform. So what days and times will you be posting content across a week for each of your platforms? Then brainstorm your content ideas and assign them to the schedule so that you have a clear publishing plan created. And finally, schedule specific time to bulk create content on a regular basis. This could be like 1 day a week where you create all of your content and then set it to publish on schedule for the next week. So that's generally what I do. I generally do this on Mondays are the days that I will kind of prep content. So like blog posts and Instagram posts and even like get to work on outlining videos, even if I don't actually film videos on that day. And when you actually use an editorial calendar, it really helps take the guesswork out of what you're posting and really gives you the ability to kind of do that bulking of content creation, which, the editorial calendar in itself, even if you were just creating pieces of content 1 day at a time, that's saving you time and energy from having to choose what you're posting. But then when you kind of marry it with the idea of bulk creating your content, then you actually have like so much more time and energy saved because you can just go from like post to post to post, or you can do like all the graphics for your post, then all of your text for your posts, and then like do all the formatting, like you could do it in a system, right? So definitely start using an editorial calendar. If you create any sort of content online, it's definitely going to help you save a lot of time, energy, just make you a generally more productive person. Number 6 is to use social media scheduling software. Social media scheduling software like MeetEdgar, Hootsuite, and Planoly help you to schedule and promote your content across platforms. So one of the biggest mistakes business owners make with their content marketing is that they don't continue to promote content once it's been published to a platform. And then they wonder why the content isn't getting much engagement and continue to create more and more content in an attempt to drive traffic. It's much easier to create one piece of content and push it out to other platforms to increase the reach and impact of the content. So social media scheduling software helps you to automate this process by uploading the content once and then setting the content to publish across various platforms, and can even continue to promote the content on a recurring basis so it's not getting lost in a stagnant feed, right? So the point here is that if you're someone who is creating a lot of content, if you're not seeing a lot of engagement or traffic going to that content, it doesn't mean that the content is bad and you need to make more. It just means that you may not be promoting it enough, right? So like how often when you're creating content, do you just like put it out there and then maybe you don't mention it anywhere, which is like kind of a real loss. And maybe you just mention it like once in like an Instagram post or in a tweet, right? But if you were using social media scheduling software, you could actually create like a recurring basis for that content to be pushed out across different platforms so that you're really increasing the potential reach for that piece of content. So think about using a social media scheduler. It really helps to really get, really great content out there and be seen by more people. It's just increasing the opportunities that people are going to see the great content that you're creating that's hopefully driving really awesome traffic to your brand or business online. Number 7 is to use a marketing calendar. So if an editorial calendar is the plan for what content will be published at what time, your marketing calendar is the plan for what promotions, launches, and sales you'll be marketing across your year. A business that isn't continually marketing itself in some form or another is one that isn't generating much revenue. At the start of the year, or right now, right? You could do this right now. It's a good idea to map out the different promotions and marketing that you will do across the year so you always know what you're selling at any given time and can better organize your efforts to get the maximum results. So this doesn't have to be complicated. Simply choose how often you feel comfortable running marketing campaigns campaigns, and start filling in your calendar with marketing ideas that make sense. Make sure you give yourself enough time between campaigns to prepare for the next one. So like I said, just like an editorial calendar takes the guesswork out of what you're posting and when, your marketing calendar takes the guesswork out of what you're promoting and when. So you decide how frequently you want to be promoting like your different products or services or whatever your offers are, and put them on a calendar so that you know and have that time scheduled out for like any launches or promotions or even just sales, right? So these can be any types of marketing activities that you're doing. It could be driving people to an opt-in, right? It could be actually launching a completely new course. It could be relaunching a course, right? Or running another live session for a course. Or it could just be promoting products that are already existing and always available in your site, right? So don't overcomplicate it. Just think about when you want to be marketing different things. Think about different holidays that might actually coincide with good opportunities for you to promote, and actually just stick to that calendar. And it'll really take the guesswork out of, continuously promoting your products. Because that's the thing. A lot of people online who run businesses don't do well enough. They don't constantly promote their products enough. So make sure you actually have a plan and stick to it so that you're constantly marketing what you're selling to your audience. Number 8 is to theme your workdays. So theming your workdays means that you will set aside specific days or blocks of time on certain days to do specific work for your business. So themed workdays help you to work more efficiently by remaining focused on specific tasks, and helps you to fit all of your tasks and obligations into your schedule across the week so you know you have time to get everything done. So in order to effectively theme your workdays, I recommend keeping track of all of the different activities you do for your business on a recurring basis over the period of like a few weeks to a month, and then grouping like items together and creating daily themes or work blocks on a specific schedule to ensure you have the time set aside to complete the tasks. So essentially, I've kind of already explained to you before, like I said, on Monday, that is a day that is themed for me to work on content, right? So that's an example of one of the ways that I theme my work days. And I generally have like these themed work days that I use so that I know that I'm sticking to like one type of activity, generally speaking, a day, right? Now, I'm definitely someone who, I work for myself full time, so I have like complete control over my schedule. And this helps me to really manage all of my work and to stay within like a particular context of work. But even if you're someone who does maybe not work for yourself full time yet, or, you're just getting started and you work another job, even just setting aside certain blocks of time on specific, days and times during your week is going to help you to be better organized and get more of your business work done, because you're setting aside those very specific times to do the work. So keep track of all the different activities that you need to do, and then break them out right into sort of like activities, because on a productivity level, right, when we don't have to switch between too many different types of activities, we actually end up saving ourselves a lot of time and energy. When we switch between like different contexts of tasks on our to-do list, we like waste like a tremendous amount of time. And so being able to block schedule or use themed work days to carve out these blocks for yourself will actually help you do more efficient work, because you're not switching between a whole bunch of different tasks that require you to maybe use different skill sets or different parts of your brain, or even like just different tools at home, like computers or cameras or printers, whatever your tools actually are, right? So consider theming your work days. It's been helpful for me. It's been something I've been talking about for years. And I know that if you get into the habit of doing this as well, it's going to make your work schedule so much easier for you as a business owner. Number 9 is to systematize everything. So a system is a codified process for how you reach an end result so that you have an easy to follow list of tasks to help you achieve a similar result every time you go to complete that objective. So think about a recipe, right? A recipe is a really great example of a system, right? You go to your recipe book, you want to make a very specific meal, and you follow the directions in the process that they prescribe. And at the end of it, if you've done it right, you have the actual meal or food or whatever it is that you made. That's what a system is. So all of the recurring work you do for your business should be turned into a system to help you take the guesswork out of planning how you will complete a specific action in the future, And creating the system gives you the opportunity to perfect exactly what your process is, so you spend less time and effort, but get a greater result each time. So we're talking here about like building that sort of momentum, being able to, spend less time and get a better result. So every time you do a task in your business, start tracking the steps on like a project planning page. When the task is complete, review your steps and what you learned from that recent experience to create the ideal step-by-step plan for completing that activity in the future. Write the final draft of the plan on a project or system planning page and refer to it every time you need to do that task, so you don't have to waste mental time and energy thinking about how to do it each time, right? And having these sorts of systems kind of codified out also helps if you end up hiring someone to work in your business, like a VA or an employee, because you're going to actually be able to give them, like, here's the directions for doing this task. Like, here's the recipe for creating a great blog post. Here's the recipe for creating a sales page, right? You take what it is that you work on recurringly, right? Turn it into a system, work out all of the kinks, and make sure you're working in a really good logical order. And then every time you go to do that, you just have to refer to that page, and you don't have to do any of the planning and processing in your brain. You just do what the actual, process system says, right? So definitely start systematizing as much as you can in your business. It's incredibly helpful. And number 10 is to get help. Getting help so you can more effectively run your business can take many forms, some of which don't even require you to spend money, hire an employee, or to delegate business-related tasks to others. The first level at which you can get help is within your own family. If you have a partner or children old enough to delegate home life tasks to, reach out to them first to ease your daily work burden so that you have more time to focus on your business tasks, right? So we're not even talking about business things here. You can just ask for help around the house so that you're doing less things like having to clean up after people, maybe meal planning or prepping. Anything home related that you can maybe delegate to someone else in your family is going to give you more time to then work on your business. The second level at which you can get help is to hire out some home-related tasks in the form of like a cleaning service, a babysitter, maybe a meal prep service, a dog walker, TaskRabbit, etc. Again, to take home burdens off your plate so that you have more time available for your business work. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to go out and hire all of these types of people to assist them, but these are all different options, right? So if you're someone who needs to have a babysitter, right, because you're having a hard time working from home and doing your business things with your children, then hire a babysitter if you have the money to do that. If cleaning is something that just takes a lot of time and energy for you, and if you hired it out, you'd feel like so much better and have so much more time to dedicate to your business, then do that. Do whatever works for you, but just identify the things that kind of are the biggest time sucks for you and see how you might be able to hire out some sort of help in that area. And again, we're not even talking about your business yet. We're talking about making your life simpler so that you have more time to dedicate to business. Next, consider how you may be able to use your network of other small business professionals to do a service swap where you take on work that you are skilled at for another business owner, and then that business owner takes care of some work that for you that they're more skilled at, right? So like this is a very common situation that I see within the small business community, is that people will have sort of business buddies that they swap services with, right? So if you have the ability to do that, to do something for someone else that you're really good at, and then they can do something for you that they're really good at, right? That's a really great way to, again, get help. And then the final level at which you can get help is to hire someone like a virtual assistant, contractors, or employees to complete specific work for your business. Now, obviously, that's going to require a lot of, investment, and maybe that's not for everyone who's starting out in their business, but don't be afraid to hire people who are better at something than you are. I understand that the investment on money might actually feel like it's something that might be hard to swing, but ultimately, if it gives you a better result and it's something that takes a lot of time and energy and pressure off of you, then it's definitely something you want to consider. And I could also add to that list as well, like signing up for some sort of business course or any sort of course or program that helps you build any skills related to your business. That as well can help you to also kind of alleviate pressure because you are getting that sort of help from someone else who's telling you like how to do things. And that can also be a really great help to your business and just make, running your business easier and smoother for you. So investing either in your personal life or your business, if you can do that, is a tremendous way to help you run your business more productively. And speaking of, business resources and classes and courses, I also have a free money-making business booklet that is a new free download for you guys if you need a little bit of help starting your business. So this download is a 10-page PDF workbook that includes 7 impactful activities to help clarify your business vision and work you through early stage market research so you can move forward with confidence knowing that you've laid the foundation for a money-making business. So definitely go ahead and grab this new workbook that I've created. The link is in the description. It's completely free. It's all about helping you start your money-making business. So if you are interested in that topic, definitely check it out. Okay, so that is the end of our little free class today. If you have any questions about any of the tips, make sure to leave me a comment and I'll be glad to clarify for you. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with any other business besties or people in your small business network who you think would find it helpful. And of course, for more of the behind the scenes of my productivity life and business, make sure you're following me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me. And until next time, bye-bye.